Alright, perfect. Yeah, I had a little computer startup issue, but guess what? We're in, we're recording, and we're ready to roll. Okay, let's do this thing. C4 for oh, it's doing it again. Why? This sometimes it's a pain in the drain. Sometimes the internet's a little slow, so just gotta bear with me for just a sec, guys. I don't know why it's not wanting to respond. Okay, it's trying to reconnect. Okay, reconnecting. Perfect. Knight f6. Knight c4. This is the Indian game, the East Indian defense, and then it goes to the anti-ninzo Indian, and so Wesley's going for the anti-ninzo castle, shot castle. So now he's got these pieces developed. The queen, not the queen, the bishop and the knight. Once the knight moves, the bishop's out. So it's interesting. Wesley has queenside expansion, so you have to find out in a pawn structure which way the pawns are basically pointing is the way you want to attack. That's what Simon Williams and the Grand Masters have said. So Wesley castles, and Shaq takes the pawn on c4. The queen comes to c2, and there's an idea of potentially g5. There's an idea of knight e5. There's even, I believe, I've seen, I know this sounds weird, knight d, bd2, so that it goes after the pawn. Also, this is so that Shaq plays c6, and there is a line that you could play here, but then you start hammering at the structure. And here you push onward, and then the knight comes either here, here, or there. You have 3 moves for this knight here. He has 3 moves that he can go to. The idea is to lure white queen to c4 away from basically this attacking diagonal, and it puts some pressure, it relieves the pressure for black a little bit so that he can get developed and play a4, and this gives black space in the center, I mean on the queen side. So after takes, he's more likely going to play knight. If he does take, which he didn't, let's just say he does, you could play actually a6 or a5 and lock down this structure here on the queen side, which gives space. It does sometimes surrender the ability for knight to come. It surrenders this square, but we're not really too worried about that at this moment. The e5, knight to e5. So c6 was played. Queen takes, and b5. So Shaq's trying to get a queenside expansion another way by c6, and then b5, then potentially a5, and then if Wesley goes a3, a4, and yeah, but there's expansion on the queen side, and a potential once this pawn gets traded off for potentially that one, you have a majority on the queen side. So that's what Shaq's plan is basically. He wants to try to get his queen side majority going. Queen c2. And remember, the pressure on h7 is real. It can easily be emphasized by g5 and potentially maybe even trading off later on to maybe even e5 is a good one. And then there's g5, which threatens mate. So there's a lot of pressure for the white knight to go to e5 or g5. Bishop b7, which is actually an interesting move for sure. This actually helps Wesley because you can actually play the rook over. I want to see what happens. I haven't got to see what happened. Okay, the queen takes there. That makes sense. So the queen would get the pawn. So the rook has to come first, and when that gets pushed, then you can actually take here with an open attack on the queen. Let's see if that's what the computer wants. Yeah. And the queen has to move. And then you develop a bishop. My teacher told me that if you're wanting to sometimes castle on the king side, you kind of want to leave a structure like this. It holds your knight so that you can move your bishop if you ever had to. So that's why bishop to e3 isn't a bad idea for guarding purposes. So knight c3, knight bd2, and Wesley missed out on an opportunity for an outpost, and potentially if knight takes, pawn takes, he has a majority on the knight has to move, and then you could actually just take, and then takes, and this bishop, and if you push here, you can retreat. You actually win the bishop, so you can't push black can't push d4 right at this moment. So the queen would have to actually come up, and then because you want to, I know why they want you to keep this here. This kind of holds for a push there later on to neutralize the pressure. So, but he didn't play that. He played rook d1, queen b6, knight comes in, and it's funny. At this point, Wesley has a slight advantage. If you have 0.5 or above, it's a slight advantage. If it's below 0.5, like 0.4, and the computer considers it equal. So it's a 0.5 or above is slightly better. How I know that is sometimes I go on chess 24 and I look at the games and I look at players playing, and it will actually show up above if it's slightly better or not. So bishop comes up there, and he's preparing to push with a discovery on the queen so that he can get a passed pawn protected by the rook. Knight d5, knight takes, pawn takes, and ac8. So the queen moves, b4, rook takes, pawn, bishop takes. So you don't want to take with this rook because of course you know why. Smack, you lose a piece. So it's forced. The bishop has to move. Queen goes to c2, knight takes, c takes, or d takes e, and then bishop takes. And the interesting thing is this rook really can't take because you'd have to intercept there. Then you take here, queen takes, and then you'd have to retreat your queen all the way back. Or right there, either one works, and it's still equal because you can trade there, and h4, so equal position. So not much to be gained. Rook takes, queen takes, queen takes, queen takes, bishop takes, and b5, b3. Now all Wesley has to do, he's got one vulnerable point though. b3, and then f4, and it's really different. He's playing principle. If he really has to be careful to get his king onto the light squares, and potentially he could do some damage. But Shaq tries to lock down these two squares here, so the king really can't go away. And if it ever does go away, there's a problem with G1. Of course, you guys see if he goes here, he just comes G1. Then if he goes here, then he snaps that off, and the whole house starts falling apart. So that's why bishop e3 was forced, because now Shaq has the ability of going g2, f3, and if he tries after f3, if he tries here and he pushes and he plays here, the king guards this square here. That's why e3 was important. f5, and the bishop. Wow, I'm surprised Wesley didn't play that. This is actually winning, because all you got to do is free a spot for your king. I think he was concerned about that, but you really don't have to, because you can get your king involved. And it's going to be a little bit hard to maneuver around, because I think he was afraid of king up, and so he locks down there, and then you play up, and you're still slightly better because of where your king is. It's really odd, but you are still better. He's still okay too, because now he doesn't really have to worry about, this happening. That's like impossible to be played. So he plays h5, which actually isn't the best move. Bishop h3, I have no idea why he played bishop h3. Bishop f3 is actually the correct, so that when it's played there, you can just move up. Remember, you're passing the move for him to move. Then now you get in. You get inside the position, and you can attack this bishop, and then start prying open the the king side, because you have this passer. If you can somehow get this over here and this there, you get a pass pawn. Wesley's up a pawn, so I wouldn't have tried to go for a draw. I would have tried to go for a win if it was me. But he worked hard, I understand it. Candy's tournament, these guys are like super grandmasters, and so to get a draw against a super, it's pretty darn tootin' good. So you can't be too hard on him. Knight F, King G. The only problem though with this move here is it's the bishop's slightly passive, but this also prevents the kind of breaking idea that Shaq wants. But his king now guards the E. Oh, come on, don't slag on me now. Kind of guards this pawn here. His king does. So d2 is played. e3. Now this bishop is totally out of play. That's actually not the best move. Remember, activity, and we want to get our bishop right here. And we want to be able to, Shaq probably would play there, and then bishop there. You see why we get our bishop here? Right there. So this pawn's going to have to move. And then remember, it's about bishop movement. Be calm, be patient. Your idea is, because Grandmaster Supers probably have seen these positions probably hundreds and hundreds of times. But remember, your opponent that you're going to be playing hasn't seen a position like this. They're going to get flustered, they're going to try to push. And this right here, this structure has locked this bishop out of play. So this bishop is actually stuck here. He can't go here because of this pawn. You see that? So our bishop is more flexible. His bishop is cramped and kind of stuck on these squares. So with that, we do have a potential to maybe later on, after he plays here, we could push here. But then he has there, and potentially we have here, and then he plays there. And it's kind of drawn at that point because we have a weakness here. So I don't know, maybe we could play there, but then he's got check, and so yeah, you got to be careful, really careful. So you have to kind of keep, and he can't move too far out because of this here, and we basically win the entire castle. So black is basically pacified for, so we got to get rid of that. And so he can't do that. So see, that's out of play. So he's going to have to play here. And it's more likely a draw now. I don't think there's really any real way that we could potentially hold the structures. Maybe something like that. And it's going to end up a draw. Opposite color bishop. Even though we have pawns, just I don't think we'd be able to hold it. And yeah, so you're kind of stuck in a drawn position. So king f4. I see the merit in this being played, and potentially you play back. And if he plays here, okay, you basically have a draw at this point. Okay, so it went to a draw. And there was no way of making any progress. This bishop is actually trapped. If it goes here, you just push up. If it goes here, he actually can make a, let me see. You can just move, and you go back. And you've built a something called a fortress, which is the king can't come here, can't come here, can't come here. The bishop came there. You can actually just move, and if he comes back, you keep the fortress. So it ended up being a draw. So let's move on to our puzzles. Just one second. I want to check one thing. Hold on. Okay. Let's get started, and we'll exit out on that. Perfect. Okay, puzzle time. So we went over Wesley's game. That was game 11. Tomorrow we're doing game 12. 2 away, and then we start Caruana's 14 games. Alrighty. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, what did we start out with? So we had queen there. Alright, so he has his bishop's kind of awkwardly placed. So potentially we have a possibility of a discovery here and attacking the queen. Knight c4 attacks the queen, also attacks the bishop. So let's see, knight c4, we'll say queen b5. Oh, then you have knight d6. And that forks it's a family fork. Or a royal fork, sorry. A family fork, I think the rooks would have to be, both rooks would have to be in play, I believe, with a fork. So, okay, so here, let's see, what else could he play? Can't play there, so if our knight goes here, it covers that square, that square, that square. So the queen only has these squares it can go to. If we play it here, we found out that one's off limits because of a fork there. So the queen only has one square to go to if we go knight c4. Queen c5. I'm trying to see, is there anything we can take advantage of after that? We have bishop takes, queen takes, bishop takes, rook takes check, rook takes, queen takes, pawn takes. We also have, though, after takes, potentially. Not sure about that, now that I think about it. This does do a fork, though. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that we can do. Is there anything else that we have? We have a potential check here. We have bishop check. King moves, and then we actually could take there. This has a lot of potential. I'm trying to see if we can make it work, though. That's the only move that does a double double attack, so hey, how you doing? Trying to figure out if see, he moved from here to here, which kind of was an interesting idea. We're looking at potentially knight c4. It attacks the queen. Oh, perfect. You know what? You can't be bad when you're doing chess and serving the Lord using the abilities you have for chess. So that's always fun. And then we get to do tactics together as a team. So let's see here. See, then he goes there. That's the only sitch that I see is when we play knight to c4. We do attack here, but I know it's funny if he actually moves to b6. I mean b5. That's a mistake because then he gets the surprise of his life right there. So his only move that he can go to is right here after we play there. And I'm trying to figure out if there's any way we can maybe save the knight somehow, because we can win a bishop after that with a discovery. So it's a discovery attack. Actually, it's a double attack discovery. Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything. If you guys have any ideas based around this move here, because every move Bobby Fischer, Alakai said, and all of them said that there's drawbacks to every move. So we have to find out what the drawback to that move is, and we'll worry about our threat, about what's going to happen to us second. But we need to find out the drawback to this and see if we can actually somewhat take advantage of the misplacement of this bishop here. No, I'm just trying to figure out what to do after queen there, though. Because even if we try taking here, he could actually come over. So that's maybe we take after, if he plays here, we can actually take there. Then he's forced to take here. Then we can take there. Huh. Is there anything besides that? Let's try to see. Alakine always said that if there's one move, try your best to find a second one. There potentially could be queen queen e7 is an interesting idea. We have that and that. Let's give it. Nikes. Okay. I was looking at that move, but if you take, he takes, or here takes, and then the bishop takes, and that was the only switch back here. I looked at that, but then what happens is pawn takes, rook takes, and then bishop takes, and we're down a piece, and so the only reason I thought back here something like that was potentially, yeah, it's just like it's tactics are fun, but man, are they complicated when you try to sit down and do them. Let's see here. What did that leave behind for us? Because that's a very peculiar move. I didn't think he was going to do that. That's really different, for sure. Let's see. How can we? 'Cause if we take here. Oh, wait a second. We could. Then queen takes, and then oh wow, we win a rook, don't we? So bishop takes g5, queen takes g5, and then knight d6. If the king moves, then we take the knight. I mean the rook. It's the only way we can win material. Yeah, I believe that is the move because it attacks the queen, and the queen has to take equalized material, but in doing so, we actually win a rook. Yeah. Snikes. That's a crazy move right there. Snap. Wow. Gotta say, whoever played this move did put up a lot of resistance this game. They're not going down without a fight. We gotta be careful because of a discovery. Say rook takes, bishop takes, queen takes. We'd have equal material, so that's not any part of our plan. So he takes, rook takes, bishop takes. Wow. Throws a huge kink into stuff, doesn't it? So if we play rook takes, bishop takes. Check. Boy. Let's see. I think bishop first, yeah. if queen takes g5. Because you have to be careful. We have to take properly to win material, otherwise he could equalize, and that wouldn't be part of our fun at that point. Boy. This really is this is black threw a twist in with a potential discovery check. See, it's a discovery with a check, but mainly a discovery. I think we're not up a piece after that. Snap. Let's see. Takes. Well, then there's a pin. I guess that could work, couldn't it? Let me see here. Let's see if we take here. Bishop takes check. Takes. Queen takes. I think we lose a queen. I think the only way to kind of get any advantage is here. And if he takes there, we actually play check. We get, well, snap, yeah. Rats. Yeah. Let's see, takes here. He really can't take there, can he? Sure is a puzzle. See there. There. Well, we do have a check after that, and if he comes up, we have check, and if he goes down, just trying to figure out what am I doing? What are we doing? I guess he does. We do have a check here too. After we take there, he takes. No, that can't be right. Yeah, but I believe that he's not going to take with his kill. He'll win back, but I see what you're saying. We do have material up at that point. I believe that is kind of a crazy. I want to see what the response to that is. Okay, so we were right with queen taking. Okay. Let's see, what's the computer want? Knight. King moves to g1. What does it want? Queen check. I kind of like queen check. Then if the king moves up, which was my idea, Actually, our idea. Um, okay, so you have to. Do we move the rook? Also, you move the king, and then if bishop takes, you bring the rook. Man, this is just nuts. Wow, that's a crazy puzzle. Wow, wow, wow. Uh, oh yeah. But you're at least, it shows you that black held pretty good in that. Yeah, that is a nice move. Potentially, you have that is an interesting queen. C3 is interesting. It threatens mate. It does a double threat, which is what? Queen F6. Where? No, you're fine. You got it. It's queen. You're right. Queen C3 is the correct move. And let's see. Maybe it's the correct move. Maybe I'm. Oh, that's good too. Yeah. Wow, you're right. That's a good move. Whoa. Hey, you found good job. You found a good move. Remember how what Alekhine said? You found one move, which was Queen C3. Then you found another move, which is Queen F6. And out of these two moves, we decided that Queen F6 is actually the best one, not Queen C6. Yeah, that wins that totally wins on the spot there. Okay. And now we take there. Okay. And we take and we win a piece. Good job. But you got to see the process of elimination? We had to decide which one of these was the best one, and we chose that one, and it was correct. Good job, guys. Okay, dokie. Okay, he's one move away from queening us, same as us. So I'm trying to see if we queen. What could he do if we queen? I don't think he could do anything. Well, he does have that. So if we queen, he's got there. We go rook h8. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Rook h8. I'm with you on that. Rook h8. And he checks us here. don't know if we accomplish, because I think he could get in. He could get in here. Huh. Let's see, queen. Interesting. Yeah, I think that is right. That was interesting for sure. Yeah, because the problem with Rook H8 is I think he gets to check us, and then it's actually there's no way to make progress at that point. And then he gets there, and then when we try to come back, he checks us, and so queening, and then he goes down, and then we come back, and then we win. And so, but you always got to make sure. The reason I check those out is sometimes they throw you, you know, as they say, a red herring in the thing to throw off us from finding what the correct move is supposed to be. They'll throw us something and then it's actually something else. So you always gotta kind of do a double take before you move into the move. Let's see here. Yeah, he'd actually be winning if we tried to actually, in that scenario, if we went Rook H8, we tried to win, he would actually win. Let's see. I was looking at this. I did look at here. Knight takes F6, and if Rook takes, then you can actually play. I think you could. I think it's pawn. Let's see here. Here. Yeah, you'd have to actually play there. My bad. Well, I guess you could play. No, you. Let me see. Probably. Huh. If we took here and he took with the rook, then you have two moves you can play. Actually, you have three now that I think about it. You actually have knight b5. I mean a5. And that's attacking the rook and the bishop, but you don't get anything for that. So let's see. That's an idea. If he tries taking here, we take, and if he takes, then we actually take here. We move there. When the rook moves, we snap off the knight. I believe you're right on that in that scenario. Okay, we have two moves. Which one's the best? This one wins us a pawn. And then if he moves his rook, we potentially win another pawn. Let's see here. I like that because we win a pawn, and if he plays there, we actually can win a second pawn. So we want to take on e5 winning next. Yes. I believe that is right now that I think about it. Because there is this scenario here. If you move, you actually can. Oh, yeah. You still win a piece no matter what. You're right on that. Yeah, you still pick up the rook. Either way, the rook has to fall because you're attacking the queen, and it's protected by the bishop, so the rook has to take. So there's no way that he can't take. I mean, he can't avoid losing an exchange. So let's see, what do we got here? What do we got? So far, so good. Let's see. Okay, we got a pin on this bishop, so that is a nice thing we got. So is there any way we could take advantage of this rook movement? We do have bishop takes e3, and if bishop takes e3, bishop takes, I think we might, if we played here, say played rook takes, first we'd want to take check, and if that rook takes, let's see if he plays here, he takes there, you check there, and then if rook takes queen. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting idea. We also have knight takes queen. Oh, queen takes g6. Hey Loki, how you doing? Wow, so we got 3 moves. Wow. So you're saying that. Let's see, Loki's is takes, king takes, knight takes, bishop takes, b2. Yeah, that is an equal position. Wow. Nikes, nice find there. Because if you think about it, let's take a look. Okay, that does remove. See, the only problem with that was it allows this to remain on the board, Loki, and that's the only Sitch now, and then after we take here, if we were to take, king takes, and then we try knight takes, bishop actually could take, bishop takes, and then rook take. Oh, rook can't take, my bad. Okay, so first of all, sorry, bishop takes here, rook takes, bishop takes, and it's an equal position at this point. Actually, it's better for black at that point. Wow. Okay, we got the good job. That was a nice move there. But you have to get an understanding. That was called removing the guard. So if you're wondering what tactic that was removing the guard. Because once that guard was gone, we had the game wrapped up. We were up in exchange at that point. Okie dokie dookie. Let's see here. This should be a pretty. Let's see. Are we missing anything? Let's see. Takes. And then we take here. Okay, nothing. We don't accomplish anything in that move. I was just looking to see that you always look for checks. You look for checks first, captures, and then other tactics that may arise. Those are the scenarios you can go down. Let's see, what did that move do? It set his bishop in a pin. So can we emphasize that pin? Potentially with bishop d6 maybe. And if he pushes, that does solidify his structure, doesn't it? It solidifies his bishop. So maybe we have to hit there and there. King takes, and then maybe bishop d. But interesting. I still think he has d4 at that point, though, to protect his bishops. It cements his bishop right here. So let's see, is there anything that neglected to leave behind? You always got to think about that. Bishop after bishop d5. Oh, bishop d5. You mean bishop d5? Where's bishop d5? Oh, you mean c5? You must mean c5. Oh, c5. So here. Oh, I gotcha. I see. I feel you. I see. You're talking about black having two moves. Gotcha. Gotcha. And then we move. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, it was two moves. Two moves for black. Gotcha. I think we win a pawn after this scenario. I think we win like a pawn or something like that. Something similar. So Oh, wow, that's a interesting move. So bishop takes. If king takes, then we win this bishop. So here, there, there. That should be... Let's see, here, 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 there, 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 and there. And we should be up a whole bishop at that point. Let's see, which we have to take here, because that keeps a hold of the bishop. Oh, c5 is good too. That works too. Trying to figure out which rook to take with though. Because I think we have to keep a hold of this. Keep an eye on that bishop. So the only way to kind of keep the double threat going is to take with the e-rook. And then you take here. Otherwise, what would happen is if we did that, if we didn't take here, he would play there, we'd play here, he'd play here, we'd play here. Alright, wait a second. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. You could actually play there if you wanted to, or you potentially could take. It's not as strong, but you're still up material if you wanted to like go towards a end game play kinda. So you'd be up a piece for a pawn, but in this scenario though, let's see, you can actually take here, and then you're up a whole piece because the pawn is gone. You're up a whole exchange at that point. Otherwise, you could trade and all that, and you'd be up 2 pawns instead of a whole 3 pawns. So, okie dokie. And I believe that again was removing of the guard, because I think we pulled the queen away as well. Some of those puzzles are really interesting. They're hard to kind of name. They sometimes have a combination of tactics, some of those puzzles. So you can make ideas behind. I'm not sure. I don't know. Depends on one thing. How much time do you want to put into it? That's what my teacher told me was, he asked me, what level do you want to get to? Because he would have set a study plan for that. I says I want to go all the way, which means I want to go for my grandmaster, and I still do. And let me see here. Okay. And he says, well, you're going to have to put in a lot of time and a lot of studies And so we did. We studied for like 3+ hours. It was a blessing. The Lord sent him into my life. He was a great teacher. Let's see here. So I guess I can't really give you a time duration. It's all based on how much work you want to put into it. Let's see here. C takes. But what it is, C, rook takes C takes. What do we get after that though? What do we play? Oh, okay. Oh, we check with D6. Okay. I still don't get what. How does here check? What if he goes back though? What do we do if he goes back? That's kind of a. It's kind of a. I'm not sure. That's a interesting move for sure. I looked at that. Here, push, back, push. He comes up. Well, I guess we would take it that. Oh, I guess we could take at that point, couldn't we? Because if he goes, okay, that does make sense now. That's the correct move. Okay. Took me a while. Wow, that was a stellar move there, man. Wow. Nice job on there. That's a great job. Okay, so here. Well, we're so close to a checkmate if we could somehow queen this. So a6 takes, and that would be mate. Is there any counter to that? I don't think there's a counter. Well, maybe he could play there, but then check. He moves, we win the knight at that point. He wins our knight, we check. And then we have mate. Or we have mate there, sorry. Yeah, I guess that does. See, guys, remember, it's not about material, so sometimes you have to throw the material. You have to say, knight, I appreciate your job on the chessboard, but the goal is to capture the enemy. Yeah, I think A7 is the only move that. Then rook takes, I believe. Rook takes. Then if he goes there. Let's see here. If rook takes. Let's see here. Stay focused on task. Trying to see. Okay, if we take here, then he moves. So. We can't play there or there because he intercepts. So we have to take at that point. Yeah. Okay. Onward and upward. I could do one more. One more. Wow, this is a interesting move. See here, there, there, there. So that doesn't. Let me see here, guys. We got this. Okay. If we let's see here. So that gives up the space. This protection there. Also potential waste of time. So snap, because I want to play here, but if we do, he takes, and then he goes there, so... See, what are we missing? What am I missing here? What am I missing? Oh, we could just take. Well, no, we lose a rook at that point. Snap. Oh, I guess we don't, because then we can move back, can't we? Wow, okay, here, there, forking the two pieces. Okay. Well, we'll try one more, because we're under my time. One more. Then I gotta log. That was a pretty efficient one, for sure. Let's see here. If you guys have any move ideas, I'm more than happy for you to put them in. Do 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 do. Let's see here. Do 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 do. Let's see. If we play rook, rook takes knight. Bishop takes knight. I mean, pawn takes knight. Queen check. When rook comes and takes, we take with our queen. So here, 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 here. Well, maybe it's rook takes now that I think about it. Rook takes. Check. No, that can't be right. There. And we check, that's for sure. And if he flees there or here, we mate there. So queen e4. I don't get it. So queen e4, right? Oh, after d7. I'll say bishop. So bishop f. Oh, bishop f3. d7. h5. Okay, then, okay, then you must take here, there, okay, there. Well, that is interesting, for sure. And then if he goes there, after there, he could go there, he goes there, bishop there. Wow, ay, ay, ay. Oh, e4, okay, gotcha. Okay, I see. That was, okay. That, yeah, okay, I got you, e4. Okay, I see what you're saying. So, we have to recoup that. Okay, here, here, there, and, huh. Trying to figure out why that's... I have a question, though. Why doesn't that work, though? If he takes there, there... Oh, because... Oh, snap. I forgot the bishop. Okay, yeah. That's right. That does cause a problem, doesn't it? Forgot the pawns here. Okay, that makes sense now. So here, here, here. There's a pawn here, so I can't do this. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I'll try that. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh no. What did we miss? Okay, bishop takes. Yeah. Okay, we're up a piece at that point. Okay, gotcha. Wow, a tactic in 5 moves. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? That's pretty interesting. So, it's a gambit. Somebody got a little greedy there. Too greedy. Oh, you want to check? Hold on. Oh, what the? Oh, right. We have to solve this first. That's weird. Like, I don't have any thing down here. That is strange. That's peculiar. I usually have markers down here. Huh. Go figure. C2, queen takes C2, A5, queen C, and then, okay, bishop B. So here, if it goes there, if he does, what happens if he doesn't take though? I think do we just take at that point? So a5, pawn takes. Oh, we win a knight. Huh. Hmm. Oh, interesting. I gotcha. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. Oops. Because this here, and then after queen takes, then you actually could take there with check. Yeah. Okay. Good find there. Let's see here. What did that surrender to us? That, let's see, this is an interesting move. What can we do? What can we do here? Yeah, that's it. That is an interesting one for sure. One sec, I'll be right back. Okay. We'll do this one, and then I do got a log, but it's just so much fun to do tactics. Sometimes I lose track of time, but it's fun to do tactics, so you gotta love it, especially when a plan comes together, right, guys? Yeah, it's close to being snared, as they call it. Hmm. Yeah, he's one move away if we can get a knight here. Oh, we win a rook. Let's see, I think we win the queen too. Alright. Well, thank you all for coming on and for participating and helping. We're getting to our 2,500 that we're shooting for, so slowly but steadily we win the race. Well, thank you all for like I said, coming on. You guys are doing great. We're improving, so just keep up studying, keep doing good, and remember, there's always a plan to position. Learn from your mistakes and get better. Remember that sometimes the hardest thing to do is to stop, breathe, and then believe that the Lord can help you with the puzzle. So if you get frustrated, just stop for a second and breathe. And that really helps me sometimes. And remember, there's always a plan to position. You just got to find it. And when a plan comes together and we find it, we get to say our favorite phrase from A-Team, Colonel Hannibal Smith. I love it when a plan comes together. So guys, remember, keep studying, and I will see, and remember, as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless, guys, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Be blessed, and have a great morning or night, and I'll see you